It should be going live right about now. Pretty damn cool, I do say. Let me grab my YouTube page here. Oh my god, it's up and coming. Great. That's me. I don't know if that's me though. Is it me? Is it really? Can it truly ever be me? Who is to say? So yeah, streaming today. It's it's been a few days, but I think more interestingly, it's 10 p.m. right now. So I'm doing a bit of a later stream than I normally do. Normally, if I'm going to stream, I end around this time. But notice that Catcraft gives a thumbs up. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. So yeah, a bit of a later stream than I normally do. It may or may not be because I have like a week off from school, and it's the middle of this vacation, and I'm like, why not? Who cares about staying up late? So that's my kind of mindset. Yeah, that's basically it. In terms of stuff changed from last stream, I have actually done a bit off stream, which I can go through right about now, maybe, possibly, if it would, reload the script assemblies, and then hold on. Okay, there you go. So if I remember correctly, I every time. Hey, Saurus, I gotta turn off the volume. I am not used to having this game have, like, volume on it. I know you can't hear it because I have it muted on stream, but I can, and that was very unnerving. Anyway, so if we go to no, stop going to the deck builder, me. I need to go to the logbook. You can see I've actually made the icon for Blessed. It looks interesting. I don't know exactly how I feel about it. It's very bright, if that makes sense. I mean, it's not brighter than anything else, right? Like, this also has white in it, and this also has white in it. So it's not brighter, but it feels brighter because of the glow. It's how our brain works. I don't know. Anyway, it's even though it's not physically brighter, it feels brighter. So you have a pretty bright thing on this card here. And that's the icon I made for that. I'm trying to remember what was all this. I did do a bunch of random stuff. Oh, yes, I remember. I made some of the achievements actually obtainable, like this one. And what was the other one? One of these. I think it's the That's Mine one. That's mine. This one. I also didn't work, but now they do. So that's cool. Whew. All right. So today we have some interesting goals. Um, I wanted to see what it would be like to create some AI implementation for some of the cards that we made last stream. Now, I know this isn't the most interesting stuff, but you get to see the behind the scenes for how that actually goes down and what kind of torturous, it's not torturous, but what kind of funny stuff goes on while I'm making that. And then number two, I have some more cards that I think I could make if I decide to go for a while, you know? And also, I wrote on a couple of these cursed implementation. So, I know that the Blessed card is going to have some pretty cursed multiplayer integration because I need to flip the x-axis, so that's going to be fun. And then, I mean, I talked about why I need to do that on the previous stream, so absolutely not a plug to go see that stream if you haven't. And then making this one, I think will also have some kind of cursed implementations for the AI and just the player in general. I'm not this card I'm a bit these cards I'm a bit uncertain about, but I'll talk about them when we get there. For now, I think it's prudent that we start making shit. So let's start making the smart shit. If I could also actually talk, that'd be great too. I do have water though. Absolutely amazing pause of me drinking water. I hope that's much appreciated by everyone because water, you know. I, for one, am loading projects 3 out of 3, NavMesh component editor, and preparing the solution, you know? Oh god, it's super zoomed in because I hyper zoomed in on the other thing. Whew. Okay, so we need to make the AI implementations. Oh, hey, look, you can see the funny code for that. So we need to go over to the AI eval. I think it's just called evaluate play. Evaluate play. This one. No. I feel mad that it did that. I don't even know why it did that. I do not know why it just went to gamer. So here you have the clusterfuck of a method that it lets the game figure out what shit does and why. What is the most recent implementation? I see up to 30. I actually have no idea which of the newer cards it can actually use or can't use. I see 32, 34. Looks like 35 and up I need to make, which would make sense. I think those are the new cards. Healing Beacon is 35, I believe. Correct? So let's just start with Healing Beacon, because why not? My current idea for Healing Beacon is it just tries to put it next to already existing constructs, and then it values putting it near more constructs higher. But I can't just, I have to save the ones because some constructs are bigger. So I have to make sure that it's not counting the same constructs twice. This will be a bit of an interesting one to implement, I do say. So let's get to work on it. So I don't remember. I need to yoink some code from something. Um, namely, oh god, namely this one. Despite how shit it looks, I just need to yoink this so that I have the actual prefab, or not the prefab, but this line, and then I can get rid of everything else because this is just a clusterfuck. Get out of here, please. All of you, actually. Literally just this. 100. Now, case 35. And technically speaking, the AI now can put it down. It might try to put it in places that are illegal, but you know, you win some, you lose some. Mm-hmm. Definitely should bring this back, actually. What is this used for? It looks like it's extraneous. That's fun. Don't need SC. Only need X1. Back to 100. So now this goes through every valid location that it can be put. Sorry, get rid of this -2. It goes through every location that it can be placed, right? So there you go. I mean, that's not right at all. That should not be there. Did shit should not be set to true by default. There you go. So if it can put it down somewhere, then it will. The problem is it's not evaluating nearby locations like it should be. And theoretically, that should be somewhat easy to do. Theoretically, so let's take a look. This will be interesting. So I need to do a for int I, or I guess I need to do x and y, like equals 0, yeah, x equals 0, x is less than fucking 3, x plus plus. So it goes through every x. What are you not liking here? Oh, yo, ejects here with gaming. Apparently x is already used somewhere, so we have x2 and oh yeah, x1? No, I don't know. Whatever the case, you have x2, the very best solution to the problem for whenever you've defined a variable name is just to stick a 2 on the end, and that fixes it. So this goes through a 3x3 area, which is good. Now I need to take is a, I need to make a list, actually. A list of cards. Yes. Fondled. Fondled. I can spell. Balls equals new list. That says long. There you go. So this will be keeping track of all of the nearby constructs, right? So then I say, try, because this is the stopgap solution to make it not crash when it hits a corner, and catch, of course, but the catch is just empty. And then I say var cd equals enemy position, or enemy turf rather. So we take the current proposed position -1 plus x, and then, or plus x2, and then the current proposed y position -1 plus the proposed y position. So it's centered the 3x3 area. I know eject today was a good day. Today is always a good day. So this is effectively checking the 3x3 area centered on its position, right? because it's subtracted 1, making it in the bottom left corner, and then checks 3 here and 3 up, making it a box centered around it. And then I sec, and then I sec, and then I say if CD is not null, and CD dot, is there a fake, is fake card? So if it's not fake and it's not null, then, actually I should clarify one more thing, and fondled balls dot contains CD. So if it hasn't contain, so if it's not null, it's not fake, and it doesn't contain it, then fondled balls now includes the card, or the construct rather, that it found nearby. And then if fondled balls is greater than, or dot count is greater than 0, so in other words it's near a construct, then it attempts to place it, or it does a valid location, which is fondled balls dot count times 750. You know, maybe. I don't know if that's scored too highly. Generally speaking, it tries to pick things around the 1,000 to 1,500 score range. That's what I've been aiming for. So anything that's in like the 1,500 range is a good play, you know? If it's that high, it must be a good play. So what this is saying is that one thing that's kind of meh, 750, but if it can heal 2 constructs, then it's good. If it's a good placement. Maybe. I also want to prioritize placing it closer to the back if possible, you know? But at the same time, I want to prioritize putting it behind cover so that it doesn't get shot as much. However, do I care enough to code it to do that? That's the real question, is do I care enough? And the answer is not really. Because I definitely could code it to also find out the amount of constructs in front of itself, and the more defended it is, then the more likely it is to put it down. But honestly, I don't care enough to do that. So this gets my stamp of approval. This card now works. Up next. I should also, wait, maybe clarify. No. Nope, I was about to say, I might need to make it, no, because it has not been placed yet. It does not need to heal, or it does not need to check for itself. I was about to say, there was a chance maybe it accidentally checked itself, but we're good. We are Gucci. Gucci Mama, that's what we are. So what's the next one? 36. I believe that's Pyromania. Unless I'm horribly mistaken, I believe it's Pyromania. And I've scrolled way too far for this. Pyromania. So, how does one even begin to score Pyromania? It's such an interesting one to score in the first place. Well, it's clearly an attack one, right? So I can already start off by yoinking 5, because that's the baseline for attack that I always base it off of. Seriously, where's case 5, and why did I just like not see it? 5, here we go. So this is the current scoring function for just a default attack, right? I'm gonna make these match real quick. I don't even need to clear these out, the lists on this. We don't use them, so no need to have them. So this is going through every construct on the AI side and basically saying, if you can attack, you get 600 score. Capiche? That's it. That's what it is. And then it adds it a couple of times to make sure, but each one is in decreasing value. And that makes sense to me. The real question, for me at least, is do I even change it? I mean, or should it be valued literally the exact same? Pyromania, yeah. That's what you, yep, I know. To clarify what this card does is it makes all of the constructs attack for double damage at the cost of setting themselves on fire. Um, so maybe it can be a pretty good play, but it also can be pretty detrimental. So I actually might just ever so slightly tweak the score to be 550 per, so that it is valued less than a normal attack, but still valued around as highly, you know? Like it's still a very valuable move, but slightly less valuable than a regular attack, at least in this case. It's not even a guarantee that they pick this or the thing because there's random chance involved in what they pick. But, you know, you get the point, right? It slightly prioritizes normal attacks over this one, but they're still valued up there. I think that's pretty solid. And then the final one, Bless, that one's going to be hard. This is going to require some custom implementation. So that's fun. Namely, I've got to pick... Actually, no. I've got a big brain move. I've got big brain. Big brain energy going on here. Let's get a index 37 going for the... not Pyramid, for the Blessed, I mean. So... I don't even need all this, do I? I mean, I can yoink this, I guess. But doesn't need the if statement. I just am going to yoink that for when successfully plays the move. Anyway. So I can do 4 each. Var con in AI cons. So every construct the AI currently has placed. And then I can say if con dot can... I'm trying to remember what this is, or what the difference is, or really can attack. I think what this is going to heavily depend on my implementation. So let's go check. This is, if it's not frozen, that's good. That's good to know. So if it's frozen, then it doesn't consider it, right? Should it consider if the thing is frozen or not in terms of if it blesses them? I would argue yes, because it means it can activate that more sooner. So it'll only check things that are not currently frozen, and con cannot be blessed. It cannot already have the blessed effect, right? And then what? Yeah, that makes sense, right? It doesn't have the con blessed effect. So if this is the case, I need to do something. I need to add it to a list, probably. Var pp equals... Wait, do I have like... don't I have a list of cards anyway that's defined up here? Called li? These are a list of floats, not a list of cards. So a new list of card. Yes, var pp. What about it? It's the pp var. I love your variables. I mean, it's pp. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, you know? pp.add con. So it goes through every construct. If it's an attack type construct that can attack, it is not blessed, then it puts it in the list. And then we say what do we value it as? I think I can literally just value it as pp.count times like 500 or something. Actually, more like times 1,000. But I and j are going to need to, values. And that should be accomplished by doing a for each var actually, this dynamic scoring is not good. That would scale the score based on the, like, if there are more, but there already is more. So it should more be based on just a flat of maybe 1250. I don't know. So every var con in pp, right? So for every construct that it found that matches this criteria, it is then going to list with what is it going to list it with? It's going to need some data to go along with it. I don't think Max had a stroke looking at my variable names, to be honest. Just a thing. I don't think he did. I think he died. I don't think he had a stroke though. I think it was more of a heart attack. Maybe maybe he just got the plague or something. I don't know, but I don't think it was a stroke. Um, so let's take a look at this. So I need to go cast. No, I don't need to cast it actually. I was thinking I would need to cast it, but I actually don't because it just is a whole number anyway. So I could do pp.gridposition.x. That says whoa. Con.gridposition.x and con.gridposition.y. Gridposition.y. That says x. That says t. Y. There you go. Visual plague dis. Yeah. I literally gave him the bubonic plague. I am pretty certain that's what happened. Anyway, you got this degenerate code here, which goes through every construct that can attack and isn't blessed, and then marks it down and its position. So then, when the AI plays, now I need to do some custom code on this one because it's not a thing that gets placed, and it's not some other shit. So I'm incredibly stunned, nad, confused, and offended reading those variables. Listen, man, variables are where I jam. They are my bread and butter. When you come to me with a variable name, I say, no, get that shit out of here. We need to make it did shit. Or we need to make it pp, right? We need t-score. We need con. We're not allowed to have normal names for things, right? Like, we're only allowed to make things called, like, fondled balls or fondled underscore balls, right? What would be the point of coding without funny variable names? Answer me that. Huh? What is the point of coding if you cannot write funny variable names? I tell you the answer. There is none. The point of coding, the entire purpose and sole reason I am into programming is to write funny variable names. Also, why is there an error down here? You fucker. I already used the word pp. I already defined the variable pp. And you see, this is why it is peak. Without bool balls, I would die. Like, instant evaporation. Yeah, pretty much. I should make you do a challenge where you try to code a small scratch game while labeling all your variables logically and see how much it pains you. I would cry. I think I would probably cry. You know? Like not just labeling the variables properly, but adding code comments as well. I'd fucking cry. That's that's what would happen. I'd probably keel over from the stress. So let's go to the fucking AI play method. I gotta make this actually work now. Sadly, I've got to add the bit of the code that makes it not bad. Very much this, but also not this. And card type equals fucking... Actually, wait, I can just literally... I don't even need this. I can just say or m dot card type equals 37. Can't I? Yeah. Gotta go. L source. Milo, give me your address or I'm gonna force you to add good code comments. Ugh. Well, here's the thing. I can't give you my address until you're forklift certified. Otherwise, there'd be no point in handing it over, you know? What would you do with my address if you can't drive over here in a forklift? Nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. So this should, and heavy emphasis on the should, make it able to detect this and set the grid position. Now I just gotta make it do something with that grid position, and I think I can do that in card action. The only question is who has it. So I think it's card. I think card has the data, has my money. I think it has my money. Blessed equals true. I think that I just need to find where this is defined. Yeah, right here. So, did I actually make this? Holy shit. It might just work off the bat. Okay, well the multiplayer implementation won't. I have to add something to flip the X. But what do you think? It's very possible. It's very possible, right? Because it gets the position that I told it to, and then sets it equal to true. I'm impressed with myself. I'm not even sure how it doesn't update that. Wait a minute. Okay, it's fine. Sorry, I'm just staring at this code that I wrote before. I think it'll work. I pray. I hope to the code gods that it will. Let's go to the deck builder and find out, shall we? Let's just make it so that it can only put cannons and blessed cards. What a great way to figure out if the AI is actually working. Is I force it to use only the cards I want it to. So, part 1, it puts a cannon. Part 2, bless it. Fuck. Okay. Fuck. Look, Mr. AI, we can do this. We can do this all day. I think it can just infinitely get cannons. Like, I think it might have that ability. Yeah. Whoops. Hmm. Hold on, wait. Idea. What if I set the fucking deck size down to 3? You know? Like, what's the AI gonna do now, huh? If it places another cannon, I think I've fucked something. Yeah. I think somewhere in there is it's letting it discard its own cards. I'm not gonna bother fixing that, but you know what I can do? I can throw another one in there, which would mean it's trying to. I don't think it can double discard. And now it can't even play, right? Because it tries to put a cannon down. That's what it was. It didn't have enough energy to put the fucking card down. That's why it wasn't playing it. I'm so big brain. Anyway, so it's working. I think. We gotta test this in multiplayer. And when I say test this in multiplayer, I mean make it work in multiplayer first, or probably work. So let's go over to, the fuck did I call it? Send message? No. Send act? No. Send something, end turn check. I can tell you it's in there. It could be like announce action or something. Announce action. Yeah, that's what I called it. So this clusterfuck, this thing, or card played, card, card played dot, or dot card type equals 37. So it flips the X position if if it's this card. And I think, I pray to the Jesus gods that it works. And there's only one way to test out. There's only one way to know. There's only one way to possibly know if that works, and that is to test it. And I tell you, that is the most scary thing to do when you're coding, is to test your shit. Does it work? I don't fucking know. And that's the I guess the moment of truth, the moment of faith. You gotta pray to the the Eldritch Code gods, or the goads, or the goad, G code, God of code. Makes sense. I should make a small bit in the corner of the credits that just says certified whore and then my username. Hmm. That is tempting. That is tempting. You are a certified whore, but you're not forklift certified. So I don't know if I can even use the word certified. Like, doesn't certified... Well, I don't know. Whenever I see certified anything, my mind is like, forklift certified, right? So if I make it certified whore, I don't know why, but for me, that makes me think forklift certified, and you are not, sadly. You are sadly not forklift certified yet. So not right now. Let's test this out. So let's create a multiplayer. Wait, I need to make a deck first. Oh wait, no, I don't. It's already on here because I can just use the fucking broken one that I gave the AI, right? So I copy this in on my other monitor, which you can't see. I join it, and it should just have me twice on the side. Correct. Um, I'm not sure what's going on here. This is something I'll have to look into, I think. I may have broken this at some point. I haven't done multiplayer in a while. That also, I can't tell if that's a problem with me or a problem with the fact that I'm loading two multiplayer games on the same computer and then joining it from the same computer. So I don't fucking know. That's the problem. It's really hard to test multiplayer bugs and shit, by myself because, you know, it's me. That's crazy if you make the dislike ratio 100%. I'll probably stab your mom. Um, so let's allow illegal decks, double energy just for fun, and we both select the funny broken deck, and then I ready up. We play the game. Now, we can both put cannons down, right? I think that's pretty great, but can I do this? The answer is no. The answer is no. I cannot. And that's a problem. What? Wait a minute. Hold on. It's really broken, isn't it? I think it crashed is what it did just then. It isn't that it just like... Alright, man's twisting the knife. I think it crashed is what it just did. And I don't really have a good way of testing it to know if that's what actually happened or not. So I'm going to close the game and reopen it just so that it's fresh, so that it doesn't, you know, die. And I'll host it on my other one instead. So I can read the chat message or the console in case that is what is happening. Wait, it's not built here. It's built in Game Builds, Gadir Temp here. Now we're just doing the reverse where I'm hosting and joining on this one. Okay. Okay, noted. The suction cup balls. The title is supposed to be in quotation marks. It is not even in quote. I don't even know how that's possible. I'll get to come back to that. I think this is the default text, which means it failed to grab it somehow. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't know. Ready up. Replay the game. So my turn as host. I put this down, and then I put that down. Now, yes, it does crash. So it says the given key 37 was not present in the dictionary. Aha. That would do it, yes. I forgot it does that. It shifts it by the fucking... Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Yeah, hold on. I need to do something. I'm just gonna, yeah, I can't circumvent it like this. I actually have to slightly make this its own thing, which is incredibly sad. I mean, it's not even that much different. I definitely could encapsulate this code in the same thing. It's just probably better if I didn't. So let me show you what I need to change. So I need to do same thing where it's card played dot card type equals 37. Same deal, but it's this line of code that's the problem because it's not supposed to be this. It's not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be actually, I don't even think it fucking matters. I genuinely don't think but I have to do it anyway. So I think what I need to do is I need to grab Ugh. Oh, this is annoying. All right. All right, so check this out. Do I need this? Do I need this line of code? I'm trying to think if I even need it. I'm gonna say fuck it. I'm gonna say fuck it. I know you need it on this one because it shifts over the placing of it, but I think I think it's still inside the construct. And so long as it's anywhere within the construct that it tries to place it, it should be fine, maybe. We won't know, I guess. We won't know. So we won't know until you test it, and that's why you test it. Am I going I swear I just saw the stream flashing. Maybe that was me going nuts, but I swear I saw some shit flashing on the fucking stream. Maybe that wasn't. Maybe that was just like someone like flashing their butthole or something on stream. Very plausible that that is what happened. Um, eject. I gotta ask, how do I certify you as a whore? Just, I want to know. Right, you've been threatening me not just in the chat, but also in DMs, in my Discord DMs. You've been threatening me about certifying you as a whore. Now, how exactly do I do that? How what is the process I need to go through, right? I mean, I know what you've asked, kind of. So I copy this, bring this over, play game, enter text, slap that in there. And then play game, ready up, make sure they're both on. Oh, I did not select illegal decks. Ready up. Ready up. Yep. Okay. So I put the cannon down, I don't have enough energy. I skip. Don't have enough energy. I'm going to put it down on my other account so that you can see it theoretically on stream if it works. It did not work. I think that is pretty clear to say, is that it did not work. I'm not an expert, but that isn't. That ain't it. DMs, YouTube, F blocks this. I'm looking. You said I will. That is a great name. You said you will take away the whore threats and give you 100% like ratio. Oh. If, under some condition. Give me... Why you want that? Really? I mean, I literally can do this. Create role. I mean, like, save changes. Where are you? Wait, hold on. What the fuck is roles? This is very important, by the way. I know that I put a hold on the game being broken, but this is incredibly important, life or death kind of thing. Like roles, here we go. There you go. That's the wrong role. That's this one. There you go. I mean, I don't think you're a scammer or botter that have misclicked on that one. So your account, your main account now has it. I don't know why you want that. I don't know why you want that. But you do you, my guy. Thank you. So stupid. Why why do you want that? Hold on. All right. So let's actually do something maybe. Perhaps. Let's figure out why this is broken. Why this is decided. You know what? No, I don't want to. I would be very sad if it was that line that I deleted that I was like, actually, I don't need this. There is a very strong possibility that, wait, did I build the game? There is a strong possibility I just didn't even fucking build the game. That'd be really funny, to be honest. Who hosted it last time? I don't know. I'm gonna rebuild the game. I hope it. I don't think it matters. Actually, I think I did build it. but I'm being sure anyway. I had a Calypso. It was minging. Oh my god, it was fucking minging. I love that video. Just found this Calypso. It is fucking minging. Suck your dad. Minging. It was fucking minging. That video's great. I could pull it up right now, but I don't have the time. I need to figure out why game breaking bad. Hold on. You could see this on stream, right? It's like torn. Huh? Go back down. Nah. Nah. I don't fucking know. Anyway. Time to figure out why this is going on. Let's take a look on the receiving end as well. So, same setup, except I'll be hosting on this one. Right? Same deal. Same everything. I'll be hosting on this one. Allow illegal decks. Double energy, because why not? Select the funny deck, and ready up, and begin the game. So, I put the cannon. They put the cannon. I don't want to use Blessed. I'll just skip. So they put a cannon. They do Blessed, and the game crashes. Okay. Index is out of range. Hmm. Why do I doubt this? That is unless it's not sending the data. Hold on. Let's find in order for the index to be out of range here, right? In order for the index to be out of range here, it means it could not have sent it, right? Meaning it failed to append the data. But how could it have done that? I told it specifically to do that. So let's take a look. Announce and stop searching here. Announce. I could type. Just bring me to the thing. Bring me to here. That's 36. Anyway, we don't talk about the fact that I wrote 36 there. That is not of your concern. That is not of your concern. None of it. Absolutely none of your concern should be dedicated to the fact that I wrote 36 instead of 37, which meant it was doing that for if you put the Pyromania card, not Blessed. Slight difference. Slight minutia difference. Let's try building the game and testing it now. Shall we? DMs, you say? Hmm. Homie has officially gotten himself banned from Poe. Listen, man, this is what happens when you keep trying to skirt the naming like rules that they have. Whenever, whenever you keep making your name like Childfucker or whatever you were making your name before, I think you named your previous name was I Molest Kids for Fun, but then it got banned because it was an inappropriate name. Yeah, I think if you keep doing that, it's gonna get your account's gonna get banned, my guy. And it appears to have actually been banned now. That's pretty great. So, does that mean you're gonna have to make a new character? Or like, I mean, a fully no profile and rejoin the guild because you can no longer use BitchBoy30, the account. I love BitchBoy30. Maybe let's get back to testing this, shall we? Not sure why there was some warning messages. End of my life. Or sorry. The variable end my life is assigned, but the value is never used. If that ain't real, I don't know what is. That is peak. So let's start a multiplayer game and test this out. Copy that code. Back over to the game, but we join the match. All very standard stuff, right? Still gotta fix this. I don't know why it's. I'm pretty sure Sex Master is the default text for when it fails to find your name, which is a problem. Also, homie lost his 26 duelist hours is a fucking L. Maybe you shouldn't be pushing the naming conventions, my guy. Keep it like how I do. Do as I do. Uh, I don't know, you could probably like cry to the mods or something. Are there even Poe mods? Did I forget to enable illegal die? I did. So ready up, play the game, put the cannon down, we begin. So we begin the classic, putting all the cannons down. Who should even send the data over? Who should even send the data over? Let's do this. Blessed worked. It worked. Boom, baby. We actually sending over the correct data. Can you believe it? I can't. I can't. It's pretty nuts. There's support apparently. Honestly, I just started. I mean, we were doing the Shadow Wizard Money Gang characters. I'm honestly not too sure how I feel about the character. I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, I mean, you literally can't do that character because your account got banned. But I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about the mage character in general. I like the energy shield. I don't like how the mage character plays. I think maybe it's just because my spells are really weak right now at the beginning of the game, but it just doesn't seem that fun to use. I don't know. Maybe it gets better. It just seems like a lot of the stuff I can use is kind of meh. Maybe it's just because I don't have like the options that I can. Like as like a level like what 50 ranger or whatever the fuck I was playing as. Um, and that's, I mean, obviously going to be the case. I am a way higher level, but I mean, it just feels like the stuff I had access to was much less interesting. That makes sense. Fireball was neat, but it was boring and it was hard to use. I think that's what mostly annoyed me when I was using it, is that just mostly against enemies that tried to run, it was just way too annoying to hit them with the fireball, and most of the skills just weren't that great. Maybe it's just the selection of skills that I have access to, but not feeling it. Not feeling it. I'm kind of thinking of continuing, maybe doing a melee build at some point. I have one. I have like a level like 29 duelist or something, but I want to try a different character because I've not really tried that many. I still want to do an energy shield build at some point. Maybe not that character, maybe they weren't the one. But it is cool to see Blessed working here. Also, I have a lot of shit open. This is because I was going to start listening to music or something while I started doing some of the more other stuff. Or when we start adding all the new cards. Or the couple new cards that I wanted to get through today. 48 minutes, fixed some stuff. HMO. We pivot to a post stream. I could do that later. But right now, it's a game dev stream, right? Maybe in a while. Maybe in a while, once I've added the 2 cards that I wanted to add, you know? These 2 cards. Once I've added these 2 cards, maybe we can, you know? How about that? I think that seems more than fair, right? I think that's a good plan. I do love the Hole Eater card. I think it really is a peak name. I've just been adding a bunch of cards with really suspicious names recently. Shaft Eater Lady. I could imagine what that does. Ah, fuck, wait, I just thought of a good idea for a card with what that would do too. It would like do damage to an entire row or something. Oh, that's so stupid. But it would be funny. Hold on, let me write this down. Deals damage to everything in a row, and then replaces them with holes if destroyed. That. Hold on, wait, I have to clarify. Can do friendly fire. Boom. That is a card idea right there. That card idea I just wrote down is surprisingly not shit despite the fact that it like was that the idea came from you saying we should make a Shaft Eater card. And the idea for that, the card I just thought of, is it does like a beam of damage across the entire row, and everything in it takes damage, and if anything is in it is destroyed, that gets replaced with a hole, right? And that's the idea. And that could be good for taking out enemy shit, but you also got to be careful to not take out your own shit, right? So it has its uses, but it's not perfect, you know? And that makes it a unique card with unique flavor. A unique flavor like my Shaft, obviously. Also, I'm not sure how apparent it's been on stream. The fog? They should. I did tell you about this. It's not really fog, it's literally just a fucking random noise texture. But there is like a slight fog, in heavy air quotes, around the game. I think you may have seen that, may have not. It's mostly apparent right around here and here. I think it's less apparent in here, despite the fact that I actually didn't change the effect whatsoever. Um, it may or may not actually be there over the main game area. I can't really tell. It does work with the bars more. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Well, the reason is because there is actually a bit of glow that I added on the bars, right? Like that does actually fade like red right here. This is actually red. This isn't just like a fucking um like this isn't a vision. This isn't like what would this be? An illusion? This isn't an illusion. There actually is red right here. Like that's bled over. I specifically told it to do that. And I think that merges well with the fog, and it just adds a bit of extra stuff going on. So at the very least, it's a lazy way of making there at least something going on in this grid area that isn't just nothing, you know? A bit of a lazy solution, I know, but it works, so who cares? I want to add stuff here, but I don't know what to put there. I genuinely don't. Anything I can really think of just feels like it'd be a distraction or wouldn't really fit. So I don't really know. Like I was thinking of putting like rock clusters or something. Like I could probably make rock clusters, but would it be good? I don't know. It's all a balancing act of trying to not make it like visually cluttered. I need to make everything clear and concise. I need to draw your eyes to the actual main parts of the game. I don't want to draw your eyes away over here to some fucking random rocks. You should be focusing on the game and your cards, not the background. But like I also at the same time don't want to make the background really bland like this, because then it doesn't look that great. At the very least, the fog is a pretty subtle way of slightly making the game less shit looking, at least while you're here, and not really doing a whole lot to draw your attention away from the main game. So I think that's a good middle ground for now, but I still want to find some way of maybe drawing your eyes more. I don't fucking know. Something to make it less shit. That's the goal. That's the goal. Um, main thing though, I am very happy that I got those cards working. Um, because that I felt like was going to be a pain, and it kind of was, but it was mostly due to a mistype. Yes. Mm-hmm. So following this, what kind of absolutely amazing shit are we going to make? Wait, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This is amazing. I murdered your toys as well. This is one of the best things I've ever seen. Anyway, I'm gonna not that. You should sit in the public VC. You mean in my server? Then I can talk. I mean I can. There you go. Whoa. Oh, you know what I should do? I should sit in the programming lull fucking street of the announcement thing, because then no one could talk except me. Hello? What do you mean no microphone? Okay, buddy. That's what you get for not having a microphone. But you will a soundboard occasionally. Thank you. Thank you. Um then let's continue on with this. So we've got these two cards that I want to do. We got Hole Eater and we have Banished Energy. Um Hole Eater is an interesting card. Actually one of the more unique ones that I think I have thought of. I deserve an instantaneous cream chair. Yeah, that's fair, honestly. That's fair. Um where do I cream chair? Cream your chair. Cream one, go live. Okay. You now have access to my cream. So cards here. You got the cards. You got the fuck cards. The fucky wucky cards. Hole Eater. This one I actually, so despite the funny name, I think is actually a pretty cool idea for a card. So let me explain what it is. Basically, the idea is, for every attack type card, or for every like attack construct you have, it attempts to remove a hole from the enemy's like side of the board. Thank you. And for every hole that it successfully removes, it then makes a attack type construct attack, right? I think my voice is dying a wee bit, but you get the point, I hope, which is maybe an interesting card. I'm not sure. It actually adds value to trying to put holes on the enemy side of the board because it lets you actually use them for a purpose. And that's kind of my main goal with adding holes in the first place, is that they're a detriment and a help at the same time, depending on how you use them. What is help? It's so sus. What the fuck are you talking about? Thank you for the noise there. What do you mean? What is help? It's so sus. Are you talking about the soundboard effect called hmm? Because there is a there. I think you discovered what it was when you pressed it, my guy. I think you discovered what that one was. I do love the combination of this and this, you know?
Sticking out your gap for the Rizzler. You're so skibbity. You're so phantom tax.
I just... Don't say that again. Don't say that again. Hold on. I need to get this lined up. I need to get this lined up. Don't say that again. My murderer's senses are tingling. I should watch more of Dylan's old videos, but I don't really have access to them. Because he did take them down often. So that's a problem. Let's just see how I go along with this card. And if it... Oh, do not do that. It's a good idea. Don't fuck with those. You don't want to do that. That's a bad idea. No. Alright, guys. Hole Eater, the card, the Easter egg, the game, the inception. It has been created. I don't even know if that's the right... That's definitely not the right use of the word inception. But it's funny. Just slap random words in there and it'll work. Baller. Exactly, it is baller. I love baller. Baller is life, you could say. Like my bio in Discord. Actually, is that part of your bio? The like the fucking message the message that you have below your name, is that part of your bio? I would call it part of your bio. So for every construct move a hole in the... Can I do this one without? Do it without. I can. Uh-huh. Huh? This one I feel like requires randomness, though. Hmm. Fun. Because syncing random cards is always so fun, isn't it? Alright. I guess it's time. What? Let me grab... I'm gonna mute the fucking... this... I don't know if I'm gonna stay in this call, because it's kind of annoying to do this and randomly get interrupted by stuff, and because I also want to listen to music.
Don't say that again.
Thank you. Because I want to listen to music, and if I have the audio enabled for Discord, I cannot listen to music, which is interesting due to how things combine. So like if I want to listen to like the fucking the song that I like, not the part at the beginning, but the part that's cool, that's like right about here. Like if I want to listen to this, I don't know. Then you can hear it on stream, and it's like I don't know. So I got it muted. I do like this song a lot, though. Oh yeah, this shit's bopping. So I am now. Wait, there's a stream. There's a chat in this. What? This is a chat. This is so. Anyway, see you back on stream because I am not gonna stay on this call. Yeah, also because streaming and creaming at the same time, it's not a good idea. Unless you cream on stream, in which case, W. So this one is one that is going to inherently require some randomness, which is the first card that has randomness in it in quite a while, actually. Sorry, I just read this. I forgot I put this here. I forgot I put this here in the game. I forgot I did that. Right? I'll be testing out your mother's ult tonight. I love myself sometimes. That's just amazing. Every attack type construct you have placed. Try and remove a hole from the enemy chirp. Each or for each hole removed. Oh, wait, I just thought of that's funny. The way that works would mean it's not necessarily one-to-one. You could have one thing activate 500 times, but I don't like that. I'd rather that it's all of them, you know? And the trade-off being that this card would be like a 2 energy play again kind of deal, you know? Actually, no, that's a bad idea. I just realized. Hmm. Interesting dilemma we have. Cannot wait for the chat. Hold on. Wait, I gotta BRB. Be back in a minute. We I am now back. Also, Shaft Eater implementation will be next stream if I if I decide to do that. It seems like an interesting card, one that would require quite a bit of custom stuff to be made for it, but it seems funny, so I might end up actually doing it. You never know. You honestly never can tell with me. Um, we already have a level 10 card, so this will be a non fucker. It'll be this will be the achievement level 17 unlock. Does 16 have something? Modifier, got it. I don't think that works actually. I still haven't made that. Um, go to Discord. Make modifiers unlocked via achievements. There you go. Where the fuck? I don't know. It should be good. That card now should automatically be unlocked. Wait, I don't even have it unlocked. I just realized. It's the one achievement I don't have right now. Because it's one of the most recent ones I forgot to give it to myself. So you go to the logbook, right? And it'll actually be locked. Wah. Me have have an unlocked achievement? I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. Now we got it. So now you got Hole Eater. No! No! The name is ever so slightly too long. Oh, that sucks. I gotta fix that. Okay. Um... Remove, I've got to slightly shorten this name or do something else. I'll try rewording it and see how that works. I think that's more concise. I mean, you still have the exact same advanced description, so you're not losing out on the thing. I just didn't make it actually fit on the fucking card, maybe? There you go, that fits. For each attack construct you have, remove an enemy hole. For each removed hole, attack with a construct. Makes sense. This song's also fucking bussing. I'd put it on stream, but I have recently have fears of copyright, and mostly not wanting to mute parts of the stream because it's kind of stupid. So, I don't know. But yeah, this is good, I think. So that's a good description. There is no icon because I haven't made one, obviously. Yeah, that's scaled up. All right, that's good. So we need to make the actual data for the card. Now this one will be interesting. How do I balance this card in terms of energy cost and play again nature and other shit? So this is definitely a cause attack, right? Because that's what it does. It is explicitly what it does. Equals true. So definitely that on 38. Energy cost 6, right? But is it worth it? You know? This one is a pretty strange card. This might even be a 6 play again, you know? This might even be a 6 play again with cause attack too. I know. That's kind of wilding. But if you think about it, it's interesting, ain't it? Right? So the way we balance this card is that it is slightly more expensive than a So the way this card is it is more expensive slightly than a normal attack card, which is normally 5, right? And it but like and it's predicated on the amount of holes the enemy has. However, it is not only a play again card, meaning it doesn't end your turn when you use it, but also it removes holes from the enemy, which can be a way to counter hole strategies, right? Like if the enemy's thing is building up a bunch of holes, you can get rid of that and use it against them to attack them, right? Big brain. The enemy places some holes, you can turn that into your advantage by attacking them with it rather than letting them have it. It makes sense. Um, mm-hmm. Just trying to think of the best way to implement this into the game. I mean, it shouldn't be too bad. I gotta make something to randomly get the constructs and the holes. Fun shit. Let's have a look. So let's go to the card action. The can play card is gonna be a fun one to make. It's gonna need to check if you have attack type constructs and if the enemy has holes to fuck, you know, to put your to stick your dick in to beat it out. That's what it's got to check for. And if they don't have it, well, you can't do it. You can't stick your pee-pee in something that don't exist. And ain't that the truth? So let's go to the fucking thing. 5? Where's 5? I kind of want to copy the base of 5. It's probably the one that has a bunch of shit copied on it. This one. Similar shit, minus this, on case 38, believe? Right? Mm-hmm. Hmm. All right. I'm trying to think of the best way to do it, you know? It's not easy. This one, at least. So this will be a list of cards, and this will be your holes. Equals new list. So then it goes 4 int x equals 0, x is less than map x plus plus, and then it does the exact same thing, but with y, you know? Map y, and it's y, and it's y, and it's y. So it goes through all the y, and the x, and the y. So then you could check the player and the enemy side. So I need to also do something up here, which will be the public, or not public, just an int. Int, attack ballin equals 0 for each var cd in player question mark player cons or AI cons. That says AI diff select, not AI cons, you fucker. So it goes through these ones and then if cd.can really can attack. If you really can attack, then attack ballin plus plus, right? So it gets the amount of this is what this is doing is depending on the player, right? Depending on if you're the player or the AI, it gets the amount of cards that actually can attack, right? Now it goes through this, and then I do if I'm gonna say var cd equals fucking player question mark and then turf or enemy turf and turf, and then we grab xy and then I say if this is so stupid. All right. I need a random index. I need to grab that from somewhere. Wait, I need to so many things. A lot of things are juggling in my mind right now. So I need to find something that has the random modifier on it. Which ain't easy, Chief. It ain't easy. Sweep. You. Aha, bitch. Get fuck wiped. Don't even know what that means, but get it anyway. So we've generated the random seed, and then we say if cd is not null, meaning it exists, and cd.card dot card type is a hole, which is 21. Then we do holes dot insert. I believe it's the index. Yeah, it's the index first, meaning we do rand dot next 0 holes dot fucking count cd. Oh, So this creates a random list of uh real players, yes. So this creates a randomly organized list of fuckers. You got that? So this I'm creates a random list of all of the holes on the enemy turf, and then I say for int I equals 0, I is less than attack ballin, right? So it clears this amount, and that'll take a second. And let's see if I can do this. So I plus plus. So then it'll find our CD equals fucking holes I. Mm-hmm. So if you're the player, then it sets the enemy turf. cd.grid int y equal to null. Destroy cd dot construct. So the hole that you see on the map. Else do it on the normal turf. And then hold on, wait. If I is less than fucking what? Holes.count. This also must be true. I should actually, why did I do that? I should just be up here, shouldn't it? That doesn't even need to be in here. And then I do real clears plus plus, so that's the amount of times it's cleared something. It's so stupid. So it's so dumb. But we're not done. So it inserts this ain't gonna work, Chief. I mean, it'll work in single player. I have to do a lot of fuckery. Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing, right? Same thing except reversed here, right? And then I say if CD is not equal to null and null and CD dot can attack. No, really can attack. I mean, no, it really can attack. Then same thing. I might have to do a thing where I reverse the direction in multiplayer. That'll be fun. Yeah, won't it? I'll have to do that later because fuck me, man, that'll suck. So right now the multiplayer won't have it synced because I said so. Oh, sorry, this would be attack nerds, not attack ballin. Whoa, my bad. I is less than real clears. That's nuts. That this is nuts. That's what this is. I mean, look at this shit. And this doesn't even work in multiplayer because of the fucking difference in how this works. It's because it's order dependent. Uh, Painful. Why has Bruce messaged me? I is home, I is home. Nice. Where do I do that? That's fun, ain't it? That's real fun, ain't it? Because in multiplayer, okay, so this is the thing, right? Every time it runs rand.next, it creates a new value, and this value is determinable, but only from when it starts. And since the board is flipped on the enemy side, because it is a giant enemy spider, um, I actually have to do something slightly different, I think. Which is more specifically to say, I just search the enemy side. No. No, that's a problem still. That still won't work. That's fun. That is quite fun. I cannot name a way to do it succinctly. Namely, the problem is that it is order dependent, and for the other player, it'll be operating a different order. Fuck me. Alright, I'll have to come back and remake this at some point when it's not bad. So I'll come back and remake that when it's... Whenever I feel like doing this, remake thing in whole ether to be multiplayer. There you go. That's fucked, man. I hate that. That is something you guys I don't think you guys want to see. The pain of trying to make this random numbers synced over the internet. It's fun, I tell you. It's real fun. But I think this code will work. Like I think, you know? Therefore I am. I'm trying to just like reason it out. I think I got it. Let's have a look. Now, currently, the can play action is fucked. Same with a few others. A few of these can plays don't work. Make can plays for 35 plus. Or for numbers 35. No. For numbers 35 plus, because those ones don't fucking have them yet. I'm aware. I am aware. Let's make some custom decks, shall we? So the AI, the only thing they'll be able to do is put a hole down. And for me, and my immense genius, you know what we're going to put down? That's right. You heard it here first, folks. A cannon. And not just a cannon. I dare say the new card we just made. So to test it out. So let's do an AI. Double energy. Why fucking not? I use unnamed. They use come. And let's begin the game. Now, yes, the AI does have the ability to put it down. I forgot the AI can just do that, but okay, right? It worked. So let's put this down and hope the AI puts more than 2 down. Correct. I just hit my microphone. Now this should take 2 and fire both. Boom. Boom. Ain't that something? And they were correctly cleared too, because you saw the enemy put it back in the right place. Now the reason the AI is sometimes skipping right? You might notice, wait, the AI can logically put way more shit down. That's because the AI is not very smart, guys. You might not know this, but this AI is not big brain. This might be the easy AI. Doink. Zoink. Should I put one down and then I eat your whole? Did that only shoot two of them? I'm sorry, did that only shoot two of them? I may have been tripping balls, but I swear that was only two of them. If so, that's a problem, because it's supposed to shoot three. Uh-huh. 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 So I got the cannons down. We're good on that. Correct? Correct. Then shoots one. Okay. What's the point exactly? Why did it am I going nuts? Like critically? Clinically? Clinically and critically? Critically, clinically nuts? Very strong possibility. Why is the enemy matching me 1-for-1? I mean, we can do this all day, folks. But what if I clear all of their holes? Boink, and then skip. 1, 2. It should shoot 2 of my cannons. Correct. Skip. I'll just skip a lot to force the AI to play some until they get 4. Because again, I'm using the easy AI, so they're just they're reluctant. All right. This should fire all of my cannons. Boing. Now here's the problem. Here's the problem. I know that won't work over multiplayer, and that's what makes me sad about it. That's the sad part. That's the truly tragic part of this, is that won't work over multiplayer. And that's the sad truth. And it has to do with the order in which it's scanning them. In this one, it scans the player first, or like on the player, it scans the enemy turf first, left to right. And then the fucking then its own turf, left to right. Makes sense. Ah, wait. I just realized this is probably why it was able to do it that one time. And attack nerds contains CD. Maybe make it not able to add them multiple times. That'd be a good idea. Anyway, that was probably the anomaly that I saw out of the corner of my eye that time, where I was like huffing weed or something. I actually don't even know why it wasn't breaking before, to be honest. It should have been adding them all twice. Anyway. I think it's because it could only make them attack once per thing. Maybe? I don't fucking know. I could not tell you why. But whatever the case for how it didn't break, now it should break less. So that's good. Anyway, point being though, the order of operations matters, right? Because it reads the enemy turf first and then itself. For the other player, it's reading your turf and then their turf. And that changes the random results. And then also, whenever it's reading your turf, it's actually reading it backwards. Ain't that something? And the reason it does that is because it's reading their version of their enemy turf, which is your turf. So I actually have to completely rewrite this code for depending on the cases of the enemy turf or the AI turf. So let's write that, shall we? Because why not? So, we have two completely separate cases. If it's the player and if it's not the player, which actually is good for us because it means we can actually simplify this code down a bit. We no longer need these parts, right? We just have the turf, objectively. If it's the player, it does this. I think we all are in agreement. But if it's not the player, that's when shit gets a bit fucky and wucky. Because it means some stuff needs to go down in order to make these operate in the same order that they happened on this player. So, first thing we can do, flip around the order that these happened. And then, second thing we can do, actually, will that even matter? I mean, I can do map x minus 1 minus this, right? Which will do the fucking... That'll throw you for a hooey. A hooey Louie. That'll, yeah. Well, that'll flip the X direction when it scans the enemy turf for holes. Hmm. It's really a problem if we need to make these run in the same order. Right? So maybe I don't flip these around. You know? But how do I do it? Okay, so from your perspective, it checks the hole on the enemy side and then itself. So it checks the hole on... You know, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this right now. This is what I mean it's confusing. You somehow have to make it perfectly parallel itself, which you so annoying to do. It's so annoying to do. You can see other examples of where I've had to do it. Like let's find sweep 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 for example, right? Sweep 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 ain't too bad, but you can see me needing to do shit like this where it like does some weird fuckery and duckery with some of this stuff so that it actually operates correctly. Same with double shot as well. There is some weird shit going on in here. And I can't really explain what it is, but it works. And because it works, I can't touch it. I don't touch it with a 10.5 foot pole and it works. And so long as it works, we're fine. And so long as we're fine, we are fine. So that I'm gonna say that's a card done, despite the fact that I don't have the multiplayer implementation working, or the AI integration. But that's fine. That's a card done. So banished energy, right? What was I talking about with this one? This one I'm not too sure about, but it's meant to elaborate on the whole banishing cards idea, right? So right now, there is a card that lets you banish other cards from your deck, and it's not bad. It's not bad. It's kind of meh. I'm just saying. I'm not the proudest of that one, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's kind of a bit lackluster. I think it's not the most unique or interesting or well executed, but it's a card that exists, you know. And it's kind of like a last resort, get out of jail thing. But what if I made it actually more integral, or like a strategy that's able to be built around it besides just a last ditch effort? This is the only card that really deals with banishing, you know? Like nothing else at all mentions banish cards, right? So this is kind of the sole thing in it, right? Every other card, as far as I am aware, is integrated in at least one other system. Cleanse clears all debuffs. What are debuffs? That's being on fire. That's being feeble, right? Those are at least two different debuffs. And there's also freeze as well. That's a debuff. So there's at least three debuffs, the three separate things cleanse can clear. So that activates and interacts with those, right? Flamethrower, that doesn't act in isolation, right? Like at least one other thing does flamethrower. Now I'm aware that feeble and freeze, in terms of debuffs, nothing else applies them. I have an idea for a wall that you could put down that starts off with feeble, but you can get rid of it using cleanse or something. It's an interesting idea, but I haven't done it, obviously. But it's something to think about, you know? And, Yeah. So what I want to do is make all of the cards have intertwining cards in them. I want to link the cards together to make them part of a whole, right? Whenever you have a card, I want you to be able to have say, look, hey, look, here's this other card that I can synergize with it, you know? Because having a card like Banish by itself is cool, right? But you know what's cooler? Having more cards that play off of Banish, right? And they expand upon what it can do, and they expand upon being able to use it for something other than just, hey, look, here's a last resort, I need to repair my core. What if there was an actual strategy revolving around banishing your cards in your deck? It's like, what if you filled up your deck literally with junk cards, right? This card, which is meant as kind of a joke, but what if you filled it up with these so that you could then banish them and not lose out on anything, right? Don't mind that. Anyway, so that you could then banish these cards, and with that, get a buff. Not just the healing to full. I mean, maybe you want to keep them on you. What if you want to keep a junk card and a banish card on your hand, like in your hand at all times, so that you can have a last ditch resort for when shit gets fucked. You know, when shit hits the fan, when you need a panic button, you got a panic button right there. Heal to full. But what if I wanted to have more? You know, aside from that, banish doesn't have any use. Banish is just that, right? It's a very isolated system in that you banish a card, you no longer have it in your deck, and you heal to full. That's fine. I think it's fine in itself. I don't think there's a problem with that. I think there's a problem with the fact that it doesn't interact with anything else. That's where I think it is. Don't mind that. Anyway, so we need to think of a way to at least integrate banish, maybe remove it. That's also on the table. That's not something to ever overlook, is the possibility if maybe removing it is better than trying to fit it in, because it's not, you don't necessarily need to have everything in here. These are all things that I've made. I don't know if they all fit together or if they don't, but you know, banish. I think it would be better to have something that incorporates its functionality, or not really its something that incorporates the same banishing idea but into more molds, into more ideas, you know? When banish can play off of something that isn't just itself, I think it becomes better. I try to do that with as many cards as I can, and you can kind of see that with the philosophy and the design of the cards that I've been making. Most of the cards that I make interact with other cards in some way. For example, Pyromania, right, interacts with your attack cards, right? And obviously, I mean, it attacks with your shit and sets you on fire as a consequence. It is a powerful card, but also one with consequences. But if you're smart, and you use cleanse right after, you can mitigate a lot of the negative side effects of it, right? So there is an incentive to use card synergies because you become more powerful by synergizing cards. Same thing, right? I can name some other ones. You can use the whole attack, right? Whole shot, right? Makes sense. You can use whole shot, and that attacks with everything, except if they destroy something, it becomes a whole. And then you can combine that with the card we just made, which lets you attack again and removing the same holes that you created just then. It's a nice synergy. I actually might lower the cost of Hole Eater to 4 instead of 6. But I will keep it as a play again, because the reason is because it's predicated on holes being there, which is kind of a wishy-washy thing. You can't always predict when that's going to happen, so because it's less reliable, I reduce the energy cost to 4. If that's a bad decision, I can always undo it later, but I think it's fine for now. Anyway, point being, the card I just added synergizes with the existence of other cards that exist in the game right now. Like, because there are holes that this can interact with, and it interacts again with cannons, which both of these play off each other in different ways. But I mean, but like both of these interact by making the cannons attack, but in various different measures. They can play off of each other. Now, there's also other cards that exist to counter it, like Hole Filler, which gets rid of all the holes, which the enemy can do in the meantime, because this gives the enemy a turn in between. Or we can you can start placing holes in the idea that you want to do something with them, like attack on your hole. Now, same thing with Hole Shot, right? Not only is it synergizing with the Hole Eater card that we just made, but it also perhaps gives the enemy a chance to retaliate using attack on your hole. If you destroyed a bunch of the enemy territory on one move with Hole Shot, right? Like you did a fuck ton of damage, right? Now the enemy is riddled with holes. They get a turn, and if they put the attack on your hole, they can send all the damage right back at you. Same with Rubble, too. Like, same thing with Rubble. Like, you do a massive attack, the enemy can use this to retaliate. All of these cards, I try to make act in synergy with each other, right? So, when you use something like Sweep, 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 it directly is in, I guess competition, whatever, with attack of the Rubble and on Rebuild. I try to make the cards work with other cards, if that makes sense. That's been my, I guess, design philosophy, if that makes, it's not really a philosophy. Like Energized Rubble, right? If for some reason you have a bunch of Rubble, like the enemy's beaming you, you can sacrifice all that Rubble that you've collected for a bunch of energy to play more cards. I think it's a good way of incentivizing like tactical thinking, which is to make cards that play off of each other. Now, I'm not that happy with some of these cards, mostly the ones that you get at the very beginning of the game, because they don't have that many synergies. For example, Rebuild Core and Core Rebirth, those ones I don't really have any synergy that I don't they don't synergize with anything because they aren't meant to. They are simple base things. All they do is that. And because all Rebuild Core does is repair 5 core damage, it seems kind of like a bland card, but at the same time, it is simple. It's useful in its simpleness. Because it is because it is simple, it is useful. And then you also have cards that do intercard, the 4 intercard cards, right? Or is it intra cards? Whatever. You have Mimic, New Hand, Picker, That's Mine, and Discard as well, somewhere. And Banish, I guess, is also on there on the list of cards that deal with other cards. For example, Mimic and That's Mine deal with acquiring cards that have been played. Mimic is your own cards, That's Mine is other people's cards. New Hand, Discard, and Banish let you cycle through the current hands, or the current cards in your hand, and Picker lets you draw quicker from your thing, and lets you see other cards. I think they all play off each other in a really nice way. Here's another synergy for you, a freebie. Piercer and Railgun combine and then synergize really nicely with Feeble Shot, which in itself synergizes with Flamethrower. It's peak. I like it. I think it's really cool having cards that synergize like this. And when I design them in ways that make them play off each other, it creates interesting gameplay opportunity. Because it means as a player, you have a lot of different ways you can choose to, like, combine cards to get cool effects, right? Let's just say I made every card do something, and it doesn't matter how it interacts with the other cards, right? It just does something. And if we say I have like my 35 cards right now. Let's say I have 35 cards. If we have 35 cards that each one does something and they don't really interact at all with the other cards, they just kind of do their own thing. That's fine, right? You have 35 cards, they're independent, but that's kind of limiting on the player choice, right? Because it's like, here's 35 things you can do. And that's a lot of things you can choose from. I mean, that's 35 options that you can pick from for your deck. But that is kind of stale. However, imagine what if each one of those 35 cards could be combined with other cards that are, like, to create new effects, right? It's adding another layer of complexity besides just, here are the options that you have. It's here are the options that you have, and other things that you can do based on what you've picked. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I am. But I think it's cool. And I want to do it. So that's what I'm doing, and I do what I want. So that's fun. The main thing though that I've got to think about, at least for right now, is how to make some of these cards work with other ones. For example, Banish doesn't really have too much synergy with anything because I haven't had any cards that do it. And that one I think is pretty easy to do. I mean, I have a card prepared that does stuff with banishing. And when we can take cards out of the banish pool, put them back in, we can start doing a bunch of stuff with banish. I think that card has the promise of something greater than it has right now. It is a promising card, not one that currently is good, if you catch my drift. Now, something like Rebuild Core, though, that just doesn't have much inherent ability to play off of other cards. And I'm not saying it's a bad card. I just think it's a weaker card than my other ones, right? It's not as interesting. And when I say interesting, I don't just mean like, ooh, I'm drawn to the next interesting thing. I'm talking about what I was talking about just then, right? Like, this card doesn't have the same combo ability, I guess you could say, with the other cards. It exists in isolation. Either you have it or you don't. There is no, hey, look, I have this other card, maybe it can play with this one nicely kind of thing. There is no extra strategizing that you need to use when you're picking that card. You're just like, repair core 5 core damage. You don't need to also consider like, ooh, if it does, like, what if I want to also have X, or what if my opponent does X or whatever, right? Like, there's no additional strategizing with that card, and I don't like it. So that's one of the cards that I'm thinking about, is trying to think of how I can make it, talk with the other cards. How can I make this one, or maybe even make new cards that talk with it, but how can I make it connect to everything else? I want it to all be an interconnected web of cards. That's the idea. The cards to play off the other cards, the cards to make the game complex. And when the game has the complexity of cards, it becomes an interesting card game, in my opinion. I'm not an expert in game design. I haven't really done anything professional. Depends on what you consider professional. I haven't done anything professional, let's just say that. So, I'm not like an expert in the field or anything, but as someone who's played video games, I think I'm qualified to say that cards with interconnected features are more fun than cards that are hollow or not hollow, but cards that are isolated from one another, right? If we say if you look at just the base lineup of cards, right, from Gideon, sadly, most of those cards are actually pretty isolated from the original game. I don't have an exact lineup of the cards from them, but I can point them out. So it's the wall cards. I mean, those are straight up walls, but they don't have too much in terms of synergy with them. Then you have attack. It's an attack. It makes things attack. Then you have cannon, right? It's a cannon. It shoots. It shoots at the stuff. You can put walls down to try and block the cannon, right? And there's double shot, which attacks with the cannons. And there's discard, which lets you fix up your hand a wee bit. And there's earthquake, which is, I don't really like earthquake. And then there's those are all new ones. New hand lets you get rid of your hand and draw a new one. I actually don't know. Is that in the original game? I think it is. Yeah, it is. And then there's rebuild core. I skipped over core rebirth. That one's right there. That's from the original. Just heals you. Rebuild core just heals you. Reconstruction. Rebuild some of the walls. Sweep. That's all right. Now, those cards do have interplay between each other, right? I mean, some of them do. The walls and the cannons and the shoots. They have interplay between each other. Reconstruction is interplay based on that core gameplay loop. Same with sweep. And somewhat with earthquake. Somewhat with that one, right? They have some interplay. But Rebuild Core and Core Rebirth, which are renamed versions of cards from Gideon, but they function identically. They don't really have any interplay. It's just kind of like, hey, is someone shooting me? Okay, then heal me, right? There's no additional strategy to apply to that. There's nothing that I can be like, there's no like builds you can make around trying to focus on healing. I mean, you could, but you would always lose because everyone else can have builds around other stuff, whereas you're just these cards that heal you. I mean, theoretically, you could make a build about cycling your deck and to try to get all the things that heal you, right? But that's kind of meh. It's kind of meh. I love junk. It's the best card in the game. I'm trying to name some other stuff. But honestly, I think I'm probably done for today. Like, today was cool. Today was alright. I got, like, bunch of stuff done. I actually made 3 of the cards work now, so the last 3 cards are fully implemented. We got a new card done. I mean, that's an alright stream. Plus, we got me ranting about game dev stuff for a while. That's cool. That's cool. You know what I can do, actually? You know what I can do? I can talk about some of the other stuff I've been doing. Recently, I've been prototyping something. I designed this cover art for a book that I've been writing. I mean, it's not really a book I've been writing. It's more like things I've been writing in my free time, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny to make this? And I did that at last night at midnight. So now it's midnight again. You know what that means? Well, I don't know. It doesn't mean anything really. But I designed this last night, and I think it looks pretty good. Um, it's definitely my art style, right? I think you can tell that. It uses vector art the way I do shit. It's definitely, especially the hammer and anvil part, I mean, that's definitely me. You can tell that's me. I mean, I did stick my name in the bottom left corner, but the spikes, dude, the spikes at the bottom, that's me. That's got me written all over it, right? That's how I designed shit. I don't even know how to put it in. It's just simple vector art. I don't know why, but it just emanates me. I don't know where that comes from though. Like, I can distinctly say that, yeah, that's something I made. Um, but I can't tell if it's a feeling just from the knowledge of the fact that I was the one who made it, or if it is not, or if it is actually a distinction in the style of how I ended up making it, right? Like, is it? I mean, I think the spikes at the bottom are definitely my own style. I mean, I've done that kind of thing before. I wonder if I can find examples in like slideshows or something. This will be diving into my school stuff if I can. So I'll dig this up on my other thing, but like I'm just a fan of it, you know? I'm just a fan of the thing. I've been looking for people to say if I've been looking for people to see if they can give me some feedback on it because right now I think it's kind of meh. You know, I think I can do better. I mean, I don't think it's kind of meh. I think it's pretty good. But I want to know if people have ways I can improve it in any way. Because I'm always looking for ways to improve. I don't want to stay less bad, less good. I want to improve my craft if I can. So like if I go to my slideshow and I search like bomb or something, bomb final project. Um, this is a group project that I did. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, I got it. Okay. This is a hold on. This is a group project that I did. Uh, okay, yeah. Okay. So this is a group project that I did. And I didn't write, I mean, I did a lot of the visual work for this. I'm trying to remember how long ago this is. Based on the names, early middle school. Yeah, that's right. Early middle school. So that's how long ago we're talking about this. But you can definitely see my like layered design here with the colors. Then I move on, and you can see like I've got like these boxes going around here. I've got like these, I don't even know what's up with that. And then you've got these like triangle things. You can see back then I hadn't discovered the trick of shifting it in by one, so there's these like vertical lines. We don't talk about that. Then we got this one. I kind of fucked around on this one. I remember this. I just kind of didn't know how to design that one, so I just didn't do it. This one, it was all very focused on the left, so I put some shit on the right to kind of spice it up. This one, the exact same thing, except I moved it and duplicated it, so now you got this design. Now we got like the circles mimicking the squares from before. but now it's just, I don't think it looks that good, but I mean, you can see that it was me who did it. And then we have this really trippy design. I don't know why, but it looks weird. Anyway, that is a project that I did. If you actually, like, for some reason decide to pause the stream and read all that, good for you. That's a project that I participated in, a long, long time ago. Jesus Christ, it's weird. But, you know, that's something I've done. Um, actually, wait, you know what I can find? I can find the Super Slideshow assets. Slideshow. Gimme. Gimme. I don't know how many people know about this. So, I, for a while, designed shit in Google Slides, if that makes sense, you know? Okay. So, we have this, like, Hippo. Kind of like an avatar that you can bend and deform and fucking model or whatever. This is just a thing I was deciding to work on with that. I was trying to design a character that you could use for things, but it didn't end up working out too well. This was based on a character design from a video game, whatever. Point being though, so I've designed like this is like I want to say these like are from even earlier middle school, maybe even late elementary school. This is diving back far. Like I started this late elementary school, stopped doing it mid elementary school, I want to say. But like you can see the kind of, I mean, like especially on these ones, the more futuristic design, you can see the similarities between my current art style and this one, right? I mean, it's not the same, but you can definitely see where I was coming from, right? And then there's actually more. You got like this like spaceship kind of thing, kind of inspired by the fucking speeder thing from Star Wars on Hoth. Let's see if I can find that. Star Wars Hoth speeder. Yeah, this thing. Kind of inspired by that. I think you can see the inspiration, maybe. I don't know. And you have also like this mech thing. I don't fucking know what this is, to be honest, but it has a gun on it. And then you have like the more realistic guns and the joke guns up here, which I can explain actually. So you have these kind of like more realistic inspired guns. You got like an Uzi, a minigun, sniper rifle, pistol. You can tell that the art style has changed wildly between some of these. This one has no outline. These ones have gray outlines. This one has a black outline. Why? I don't know, because I wasn't that good at it back then. Now up here you have some really fucking funny shit. And this is me designing some joke guns. So this one right here, if you look carefully, is not a gun. That is actually a bunch of the attachment pieces that I made right here. That is the stock, suppressor, and scope that I modeled into a gun to make it look like a gun, and I thought it looked funny, so I kept it. Next one you have is a modified sniper rifle, except it has a minigun barrel, a giant mag, and that's it, yeah. I just thought it'd be funny. And then also we have a pistol kitted out with all the attachments. That's literally just a pistol with the attachments on it, but I thought it was funny, so I kept it. And then the final one is a bullet with scope. After that, you have kind of like medieval weaponry, you know? You've got like katanas, you've got swords, poleaxes, fucking battle axes, arrows, and bows. You got a rapier up in there. You got a shield. Cool, like, tapered design using multiple of the fucking triangle pieces. You can't even tell, except for like a slight line down the center again. That was a problem with my early designs. You got the banana blade problem. This dagger looks like shit, I'm not gonna lie. And then you got I like the kunai. It's just, it's interesting. I like the katana design, the battle axe design. The sword design is clean. Rapier is interesting. And then there's actually like golden variants, because I don't know, I was born in a lightsaber, which you'll see in a second. Then you have the rainbow variants of shit that I was just like, I don't know, fucking around with. I was just like making them random colors. Here you have the glowing versions. This one I made the dark saber before Star Wars. I confirmed it. I you can see the like these are also the lightsabers, but I made the dark sword variant before Star Wars did, and that's how you know I'm good, right? Because I made all the dark variants of the blades before Star Wars, and that's how I'm good. Then we have like these fucking random things like crystals. There's supposed to be ingots, but they're not. They don't look that good. You got some gems and a hammer. I don't know what the fuck is up with the hammer. Then we have like props that I thought you could put around like your slideshow, like bushes, vines, flowers, you know? Then you have some basic shapes. I don't know what's going on there. And then you have the different models of characters. The Roblox one, the Polygons one, and Polygons 2.5, where I fixed it up, added joints, and covered some shit, right? It's not the best, but it works. And so you can see me. I've been using this for a long time. Then I can also bring you over to is even more things, actually, more canonic. Like I can bring you over to my drive here, and I go to projects, and I think it's the Devos library. This one. Uh, then you go to the fucking weapons. Okay, so I made a bunch of like these sword designs, right? They don't really have any point. They're just kind of these like cartoonish sword designs. This one's got like blood on it. This one's got like some bunch of spikes and shit. Kind of reminds me of the Doomslayer sword. Doomslayer sword. I don't know why. It doesn't look anything like it, but it kind of reminds me of it, and I don't know. I think it's the spikes on the side is what's giving me that vibe. Maybe it's the most similar on the red one. It's right here. I think this one reminds me a lot of the Doomslayer sword. Very similar to Divine Judgment, except I think it actually is the same, but slightly different. Then you also have like this one, which is like the anal bead sword. I really like this one. Just kidding, it's anal beads. But then you have like some. I think this one, Aqua, is really fucking nice. It's just really clean, honestly. Like the way I did the hilt is just 3 circles, like ovals, but I think it's just real clean, and because it just looks real nice. I think the blue on the blade is a bit overbearing, but it's a nice design. Where's Venom? Or sorry, I called it Fang. This one is also just a clean design. Definitely not patting myself on the back at all for some of these designs. I do not like Gutter. This one is not good. I think the blade is too thick. It looks weird. But you can see that I went and I designed a bunch of these weapons. You also have like a wooden sword, you know, held together with like tape and shit. It's great. Right, I don't know, no idea what's going on that one. Then you also have Flame, because I had like some element designed ones, you know. You had Fang and these, you get the point. You got the point. I don't need to explain it. Oh, then you also have the Cloud one. It's a cloud sword, guy. It's on the cloud. Literally, it's on the cloud. It's on Google Drive. That's the cloud. Anyway, so that's one. And then you also have the characters, which you sometimes have seen. Now, if you're a follower of some of my development stuff, you may recognize this from some various projects of mine, because I've just used it as a default thing. But I have a bunch of these character designs that I made for enemies that I never used, you know? And then if you followed the Scratch project ever, you recognize this one, maybe. Because Devourer, and I mean Mega Devourer you wouldn't, because this is the Mega version of it as an enemy, and you wouldn't have seen that otherwise. But Devourer, right? If you are eject, then you would have seen this before. If you're not cool and you haven't seen my Scratch projects, fuck you. But that's one of them. I used this in one of the Scratch projects, actually, is why I'm talking about it. But all of these are just kind of like enemy designs that I had thrown together. This one's fucking weird. They all have fucked names, which is funny. Like Mega Dimbron or Mega Dandroid, Ooze, Sakon, these nuts. Okay. But you get the point. They have like stupid names and shit, but they all are just kind of things I threw together in design. And this, you can see I'm starting to improve my skills in Google, like doing this, right? Like this kind of like vector art design. I think some of these look pretty good. Some of these are not as good. I'm not a big fan of this one, but I think some of these look better than others, and you can see that it's starting to progress. And then, what else? Nothing in props, I believe. I think items has some shit in here. Yeah, just some basic designs like a twig, gems, uniques, tower defense. Oh, yes. Okay. Also, I had at one point made a tower defense game in Scratch, and I used these for the tower assets, right? So these were all of the proposed things. Not the turret 2 never got used, but the other ones did. Other ones did. Actually, I'm not sure if turret 4 did. It may or may not have. I don't think it did, actually. Assets. This one I was planning on having an HP bar, but it's because Scratch is fucked. You need to have like different sprites for it, but I ended up not doing it because it was bad. But you can see I've done a lot of stuff to kind of practice with it, and then also you go to game dev, and then you find more examples of stuff that has been made. So you go to let's go in order. Bruce Milo Gaming lock game. Zazaza. You start finding the assets, right? You find the machine. This is something I designed for it. It looks kind of fucked, but it's a machine. Then you have the YouTube thumbnail, but just the background part. And then you have the YouTube thumbnail, but the actual stuff. And then you have some doors, and you have some other stuff, the gear, like the icon, whatever. You have all that stuff. That's pretty classic. Rupture is when I started going crazy on the fucking design. So not only do we have this design, like these designs from in here, which is mostly having to do with like more technical stuff like the icon or the videos, whatever, the items and players, not really players, mostly items. This is where shit starts getting off the rails, right? I start the fucking gaming chair. It's a gaming chair. Anyway, this is when I started really starting to flex the old skill with the fucking vector art, because I needed to make some art for the things, and I was like, well, shit, vector art time, baby. So I was getting real good at it now. Plus the guns as well. These were pretty easy to do. For some of these I had references for what I needed to do. For others I just kind of made it the fuck up. The ones that I made it the fuck up on, I think, are the shotgun and the minigun and the sniper and the knife. And yep. I think I had an example on the blunderbuss and deagle and in UMP. I could be wrong on that one. I don't think I had one for basic pistol either. Definitely did not have one for banana or what, but they're funny. Miscellaneous, you have the other miscellaneous stuff like dildo. Definitely traced something on that. I'm just kidding. And I don't know. I don't. I think I just came up with that in the moment, and I was like, yes. Perfection. So it's amazing. I love that one a lot. It's great. But this is when I really like the soul icon. It's not like it's not great, but it's just clean, I think, is why I like that one. Same with the rift shard. I mean, this one is just nice. I think it's just nice. Coin is also just clean. And then following that, you get some wacky shit, right? Because then you go out of here. You go to Delusion. And Delusion, I mean, there isn't too much in terms of art that I made. I think in terms of, no. Icons, I made, like, the Rupture icon, the skull, which you'd recognize. Then I made, like, the various skill icons I was planning on using, but I never ended up using because I only made a few skills and then just kind of stopped working on the game. But then, you know, I've then been going into other projects. I don't know what the room. Oh, I remember the room. Harvesting, I don't think has anything special in it. I don't think chromatic might. It's got the bingo game. You also got the decals. Oh, the decals. You can't even see half of these shits because they're all special to my heart. Like the jumping decal, y'all can't see this shit because it's white. It needs to be in order to appear good in the game. But you got most of it. Here you have the original concept art for the title screen before I remade it, and it looks way better in the actual game. But that was the original concept art for it. And ever since, I think, Rupture and onwards, I've been doing concept arts for pretty much every title screen. Delusion is the only one I didn't because it is a 3D game. I had an idea for what I wanted it to be, but I didn't really concept art it out because I didn't want to. But if you go over to let's see if I can find it in Rupture. Let's see if I can find the original concept art. This is a picture. There you go. This is the original concept art for the home screen. You can see some stuff that didn't make it over into the real one. Right? This is a real picture of the game, and this is what it is. You can see the similarities. You can see the differences. I want to find one from Rupture Beta 2, ideally without it. Make a copy. I want to just make a copy of this one so that I can have the image, but without all this text and shit on it, you know? So here you can have, like, here's the best comparison, right? Rupture Beta 2 and this. The triangles did not make it. I actually kind of regret that, but I couldn't find a way to make them work nice in the game. Now that I'm more skilled at it, I probably could. What I had wanted to do is I wanted them to kind of slowly spin, but that was meh. I probably could have just made them static and it would have been fine, but because I couldn't make them spin, I just kind of gave up and didn't add them in the first place. But then it kind of looked kind of now it looks kind of flat on the wall. So I kind of regret that as a design decision, but you can see that this was the original concept art for it. And if you've been following the development, you're probably aware there is concept art for the original Umbra title screen. There is a lot of assets in the Rupture assets, or the Umbra assets one, because there is a lot of stuff that has been made. So here you have the Umbra concept art for the title screen. Now, I think I have a comparison picture here for the game dev stream. Whenever I'm doing game dev stream, I have this picture here. I can just get rid of this temporarily. If I just select everything and deselect this, you can see an early version of the fucking title screen. You can tell it's an early version because it has the coins up there, and all of these are question marks, despite the fact that most of these ones and this one now are filled in, right? Point being, though, like that's what it is, and this is the concept art for it. This is how it originally was designed to be. But I liked the asymmetric view. I think it's kind of neat. But the problem is it didn't have enough space for all the buttons I needed. I needed more space, so I switched to the 5 on each side design. But I kept the same basic idea. Now, here's an interesting one. Here you have the concept art for the tower, right? This one is an interesting one because it was one of the original concept arts that I made for the title screen. And I was thinking it would be very menacing, you know? Like, you're not the good guys kind of thing. But I ended up not doing it simply because the clashing color scheme. Most of the game uses this kind of gray and blue palette, right? But this starts using like browns and reds and oranges, and that clashes with the rest of the game. And unless I wanted to go through and sort of fucking all this shit up, it just didn't make a lot of sense that the tower would be blue and gray, but then be surrounded by all this with none of it being blue and gray. So I just ended up abandoning the idea. I like the idea of doing an Eye of Sauron type tower, you know? Like, this is a cool tower design, I think. I kind of rather like it. It has a very, like, menacing presence to it, this picture. But at the same time, I think it's not as good as it could be. So I didn't do it. I didn't pick that one. And then here you can see a lot of the assets for a lot of the things inside the game, including card block. One of the concept arts I made for a card which I never ended up actually making it or adding, I mean. Core tits. This is no longer in use. Be thankful. But yeah, what's really neat about a lot of this is you can kind of see a lot of the history of the game from this. Like, you can see the purchased fucking logo thing, if you remember this. I do. Only the true homies remember purchased. Like when there was the rolling shop for cards. You can see all of the wall designs. You can see I don't know if I have the original wall iteration anymore. The original. I have pictures of it, but this is it. This is what the wall originally looked like before I changed it to this, right? This is what it originally looked like in the game. And I was like, this looks like ass. So I changed it to look like this. And now it looks better. I mean, I still don't really like that current wall design, but I think it's fine. I think it works. And I'm not going to change it because it's fine. It does its job. The cleanse thing, I probably need to fix at some point. Wait. I have an updated color version. I don't know. Basically the cleanse card I think the icon doesn't look the greatest. I'm kind of on that one. I want to come back and maybe work on it or something, but I also don't want to, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I think it's really cool that you can see a lot of the old designs for shit like balls. This is the original fucking railgun design. Ain't that takes me back, man. That takes me back. Uh it's just so nice seeing a lot of the history of my game. I don't know why there's a picture of random noise here. Mm-hmm. Literally no clue. I'm trying to think about why it would be there. I have no idea. No, no clue. But it's really neat that that you can go back and see all this shit, honestly. Like, I don't know, it's cool. And then the real homies know about all the other stuff I have too. Like, not just in game dev, but all of these, right? You got the fucking Scratchathon, the MCU of Mr. Roblox, man, the websites, the writing, the YouTubes, which I totally have done recently, and then the game dev stuff, of course, then the Discord. I don't even know what's in here. Ox, but yeah, okay. Buster. And then you have the background. I don't even know what's in here. Okay, Buster. And then you have the fucking writing thing, the rune crafter, which is the icon I've already showed you, and the chapters I've been writing, which you can't see yet, because fuck you. And then you have the scrapped writing, which I've somewhat talked about in M, which you can't see inside. And you have Gods and Dungeons. I like how the title testing thing for Rune Crafter is in Gods and Dungeons, despite the fact that it's not supposed to be in there. Move. Move. This is supposed to be in here. This was me messing around with the title, trying to make it this was me trying to make the custom title effect, right? Like all this shit. It's all part of it. It's all a conspiracy theory. Never let them tell you the lies. Always believe your truth. I don't fucking know what I'm saying, man. But you can see the original. This is originally the font and style I was gonna use, but then I reworked it to be this one because I thought it looked nicer. Oh, I didn't like this. I didn't like just using a font that I found on the fucking like font store or something. I didn't like just using a basic font. Also, I think it kind of looks a bit meh on some of the characters, namely the R. Looks a bit fucked. Same with the C in Crafter. The R in Rune and the C in Crafter look a bit fucked. Um, the E is also a bit weird in the word, and just the letter E in general on all of those. I kind of like the FT combination here, but I don't like the FT touching right there. If that makes sense. They work nicely here and not nicely there. Also, the F looks fucked. So I chose a different font, which I liked more, and then also expanded on it by adding like this line and having the characters go downwards. You know, it's my first like time, and then also on the actual thing, I also added a bunch of like lines and shit on here. Don't worry about all the shit you can see in the background. I also added all these like lines and shit on the words to kind of like add a bit of texture and coolness to it, you know? It's cool. And then of course you got the hammer and the cum hammer and the hammer of the cum hammer, and it's a hammer. Did I mention the cum ham? Yeah, anyway. So yeah, that's stuff. That's stuff. I'm getting distracted. You know what I should do? You know what I should do? I should stop this and I should save the game. Balling segs. That says balalling. Anyway, I'm gonna go now because I've been fucking talking for way too long, and yeah, I don't care enough to continue doing this for right now. So see you all later, be it in the past, present, or future.